they are not a constitutional body, like the rights of the people are not on them. It's like they're acting like that, like this is like running a chai wale ki dukan. Like, come on. Like, I understand our prime minister is a chai wala. The tribunal is not a chai wale ki dukan. It can't run with this kind of an attitude. So it's an electoralism within India where the government is pushing for control to the extent that it wants an autocratic one-party system. India is already known as an electoral autocracy, according to various outlets. Wow, I wasn't aware this is happening. Very sad. Yes, it is extremely sad. Harry Balzac, don't get into this right now, right here. I am telling you, this is a very deeper conversation to have. I would suggest you to talk about this on Discord. It would be much better. Like, for you to understand even. This is the explanation is going to be deeper. There's going to be like a lot of various huge blocks of text coming in. And this is just, we have to stay on point. Saying electoral autocracy is also wrong. I would say dictatorship, the way Modi is behaving like Kim Jong-un. Yes, he is acting like a dictator 100%. I do agree with you completely on that point. The correct term here is electoral autocracy is because they are still having a facade of elections. By that logic, so Kim Jong-un is a military dictator. He is in succession. Modi is not someone who has come with succession. He is still the leader of a party, quote unquote, even though Nadda was before and now there's this new guy. So that is why it's an electoral autocracy, because there's a facade of elections and electoral parliamentary process. That is all. But they are removing borders. Exactly. We are moving towards a dictatorship. That is the whole point of what I'm trying to make, the argument I'm trying to make today. I completely understand that. This is what we are getting at. One of the first news is that a Supreme Court lawyer, it was among the first that was dropped in the Bengal voter list without a chance to present his case. They have given zero time for people who have been removed from the electoral voter list to push against that decision. This has become like they will decide whether or not you're on the electoral voter list or not, and that is end of discussion. That is what they are getting at. That is why what I'm trying to say, that we are getting to a dictatorial state, even though we were, like, at least until yesterday, an electoral autocracy. That is the issue we are getting at. Hold on, no, this is still Trump. And one of the reasons why we are getting here is because of this person. This, for people who do not know, is Gyanesh Kumar. Gyanesh Kumar is the chief of the Election Commission of India. He has been biased. So are they only letting people that vote for them? Yes, exactly. That is exactly what is happening. I'll tell you exactly why. So this person is the head of the Election Commission, Gyanesh Kumar. He is someone who has come up through the BJP politics that is currently ruling, and then he was selected as the election commissioner. And within his job roles is to be impartial, but he hasn't been impartial, not from day one. And you can see this through how he was elected himself. His elections came up compromised. I mean, he's like, are you compromised if your only job is to work for the BJP? Like, I wouldn't say he's compromised, because that's what he was there for in the first place. Kerala corruption case is used to blackmail him. Oh lol. I do not believe that he is compromised, not for even 1 second. He was in this position to work for the BJP. I do not believe he is compromised for even a second. That is just not happening. I am sorry for whoever thinks that. Like the BJP seal was on a letter from the election commission. It sparked a row, and they were like, no, it was just a false or whatever. That is official election commission material, and they let this pass. It's not like it's like very small or something. This is an internal fucking document. Like, come on, this was given clearance. Like this, they are sending this shit to the current government and being like, is this okay, guys, please tell us. I am sorry, this guy is not compromised. This guy is there to work for the fucking BJP. Like, hold on, where is this Uddhav Thackeray? There's so much news on this point. Jesus fucking. I think he was elevated to the position just because he was compromised, and then BJP had dirt, now using dirt to control. It is too much work, I would argue. It is too much fucking work, I would argue, that to do this. Why wouldn't they just get a loyalist? Like, do you really need someone who has been groomed and grown up within the BJP ecosystem? The person is made the commissioner, like election commissioner. Do you really think you need like dirt on him? Like, maybe they have it just in case, but they are definitely not using it. I do not believe that he's compromised for even a second. The way he's acting suggests to me, at least, that this person is completely in BJP's pocket. He is completely supporting BJP and wants them to win at this point. Like, he's just there to make sure BJP wins by hook or by crook. There's a reason, like how he was even elected as the election commission. First, they changed the rules. They removed the Supreme Court from being one of the selectors. So it is now, earlier it was like the opposition gets a vote on who's going to be the election commissioner, the current government, and the Supreme Court. Now it's a person appointed by the government, and the opposition. Yeah, I really don't believe he's compromised. Like, they would have compromised the one person before. That is fine. That I can believe. This one, nah. This one is there because for them.
This is your moment. Subscribe this week. Code on your screen right now, or you watching. Now back to the election commissioner. A big announcement on Monday night has stirred a bit of a controversy in India. The President of India appointed Gyanesh Kumar, the current election commissioner, as the CEC, and Vivek Joshi, Haryana's.
Oh wow, that's cool that you combine YouTube and Twitch chat so I can see both. Yes. If we get bigger, I might have to remove that. I don't really know. Like, if we get bigger, maybe I'm gonna have to remove that. I think there's something with Twitch, what happened with Gigak, that he got banned for it. We will see.
Chief Secretary is stepping in as the new election commissioner.
Sorry, I don't want to be like, oh my god, like I'm like cutting off your feet while saying that. I don't want to sound like that. I'm sorry if I do. It is just something that came to my mind. Giga got a warning earlier, I think, because he used to combine like Twitch and YouTube chat. Like, it's not precisely in the rules that you can't do that, but it is also a thing that sometimes they selectively enforce Twitch. I'm not sure.
While Sukhbir Singh Sandhu is staying on, completing the 3-member ECI. Now, if you're wondering why this is a big deal, let me break it down for you. The concern here is that these overnight appointments might be an attempt by the Modi government to rush things before the court rules on this law. The new appointments are based on a controversial law passed by the Union government in 2023. And this act is currently being challenged in the Supreme Court. And here too, it's important to point out the chronology.
आप chronology समझ लीजिए.
In 2023, the Constitution Bench of the Supreme Court was hearing a public interest litigation. The PIL demanded that the process of appointment of members of the Election Commission be reformed. The PIL was simple: have a mechanism to elect election commissioners. Because up until that point, there was no such mechanism. Appointments were made by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister, and seniority was usually the basis. when institutions like the National and State Human Rights Commission, the CBI, Information Commission, Lokpal all have independent mechanisms for appointments, the Parliament of India till then had brought in no law for election commission appointments. So on March 2nd, 2023, the Supreme Court ruled that the selection of the CEC and election commissioners should be handled by a committee. Now, this committee was to have the Prime Minister, the Leader of Opposition, and the Chief Justice of India. The Supreme Court said that the Parliament should enact a law, and up until then, the committee will function. What was the Supreme Court's goal? It was to make sure that the process is more independent and relatively free from the influence of the ruling government. So, what should the Modi government have ideally done? They should have either gone with the Supreme Court ruling or improvised it to make it better, to make it more independent. Instead,
Give me a second, okay? I'll just be back in a second. So much hydration, I need to just reduce some hydration from myself.
the Modi government brought in the CEC and the other ECs Act. This new law took what the Supreme Court said but gave it a twist, a dangerous twist. Instead of a 3-member panel having the CJI, as the Supreme Court suggested, the Modi government decided to put a union cabinet minister in the selection committee. So the committee will have a cabinet minister, his boss, the Prime Minister, and the leader of opposition. So in short, the government had a pretty strong grip on the process. Understandably, people weren't too happy about this, and a group of petitioners went to the Supreme Court asking for the law to be reconsidered before the next CEC was appointed. This became urgent, especially since the then CEC Rajiv Kumar was about to finish his term on Feb 18th. But the court didn't act quickly enough, and on Feb 12th, they decided to push the hearing to Feb 19th. And on Feb 19th, it was pushed again to March 19th. And the government, in a tearing hurry, went ahead and made the appointments. A meeting was held between Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, and Leader of Opposition Rahul Gandhi on Feb 17th. And just hours later, Gyanesh Kumar's appointment was publicly announced. An outnumbered Rahul Gandhi, of course, had little say in the process. Rahul Gandhi has since made it clear that he disapproved of the way the selection was made, stating that he'd submitted a dissent note to both the Prime Minister.
I mean, they have been saying that Gyanesh Kumar's appointment is illegal since the beginning. The government is not listening. Even with the Supreme Court is not listening. Right now, within India, the same issue that is happening with like the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court of America was like, oh, Trump has complete permission to do whatever he wants, and even past and future actions cannot be deemed as illegal. And so he got like a clean sheet. Is basically what the Indian Supreme Court is also doing. But rather than just saying those things, they are actively helping the government to be fascistic. Like, there are multiple situations where this has actually happened, where you can talk Supreme Court is complicit in fascism. Yes, exactly. That is the whole point. Yeah, that is, I'm trying to make that point by giving examples. But if I do give examples, they'll be like, how dare you say that against me? And how dare you actually say actual facts against me? There is a contempt of court against you now. That is what they do. Like, you question the Supreme Court of India, they put contempt of court against you. Literally, not kidding.
Minister and the Home Minister. He said that by violating the Supreme Court order and removing the Chief Justice of India from the committee, the Modi government had added to the concerns of hundreds of millions of voters over integrity of our electoral process. He also pointed out that it was both disrespectful and discourteous for the
Jesus Christ. This laptop is dying.
Prime Minister and Home Minister to have made a midnight decision to select the new CEC, especially when the hearing was due in less than 48 hours. But hey, let's pause here for a moment. Is this all just technical details? Why should you be bothered about all this? For that, we need to take a look.
Not complicit, it is participation. They uphold the system. Yes, like, okay, I'm going to be very clear, like, both of you are correct, but I think if them actively participating means they're complicit. Like, I think they mean the same thing. Not to be a grammar Nazi, but I think they mean the same thing. Maybe, hold on, let me just quickly check. I mean, complicit means being participated, right? Involved with others in an activity that is unlawful or immoral. So I think they mean the same thing. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
Look at exactly what the Election Commission's job is. The ECI is responsible for conducting elections at both the national and state levels. It decides how elections are held, when they are held, and even manages crucial details like voter registration. As India's
So now, because of this, the voter registration in this part has become a complete fucking issue. Because we have seen it before as well with West Bengal election, with Bihar election, with Maharashtra elections, with UP elections? Yeah, UP elections as well. We are seeing it in Kerala elections as well. Multiple people have lost their right to vote. For example, in Assam, despite proof of citizenship.
आप लोगों को वोट करना है
हाँ करना है क्यों वोट करना है
They got evicted by the Assam government despite proof of citizenship.
सारे आदमी वोट देना पड़ेगा
लेकिन अगर नहीं देने दिया तो
देगा आदमी हम लोग
So this is one of the things here that for one of the new laws within the election commission is you need to be able to have proof of residence, like have a house to be able to vote. And it is completely arbitrary. Like sometimes they ask this, sometimes they ask that, depending on the state.
तो देगा
Whatever targets Muslims the best.
एनआरसी है सारे सामान हमारे पास है
So he's like saying we have all the documents, they're still evicted. They're not allowed to vote.
सारा सामान हमारा थाकने से बात हमें वोट क्यों नहीं देगा वोट देगा
और नहीं देने दिया तो क्योंकि आप
They have citizenship, they have everything, they have all of the extra documents that normally are not even required, but they were asked for it. They have all of it, they are present all of it, then they still won't be allowed to
evicted
vote
लोग हैं सरकार
because of their religion. Important. So Rajdeep Sardesai is saying this. When the Supreme Court sounds like the executive, we have a problem. A constitutional court can't become an executive court. SIR hearing is a prime example. Lost in political point scoring in the courtroom. Because a lot of these judges are like, I'm going to be pro-government. So after I take what is the fucking word for it? After I retire from being a judge, I will be given a governor position. So by the end of the tenure, they're very pro-government, by the way. Case in point, a concern illustrated by the grandson, his wife, no less, found themselves excluded. Like the person who drew this, after India's independence, the person who was the illustrator for the Constitution of India, his own grandson has been excluded from the voter roll. That he's not Indian. The direct grandson of the person who drew that. Suprabuddha Sen, the grandson of the Constitution of India's illustrator Nandlal Bose, said that his and his wife's name are missing from the West Bengal voter list after the special intensive revision SR conducted ahead of the state election. The issue here as well is that these guys do not have the time to even oppose the decision by the SR because the West Bengal elections are right now. As per Dainik Bhaskar English report, Sen and his wife claimed that their names were among those initially marked as pending. The names were later removed after adjudication. The original document of the Constitution of India contains illustration and drawings that take us on a journey through India's culture and history, the remnants of which are reflected in the vast diversity of its people. The person who literally drew the Constitution of India, his grandson has been removed from voting in India. Days before deadline to finalize electoral rolls in West Bengal Assembly election from 23rd to 29th April, Supreme Court has allowed to stop 2 million people from casting their vote putting on hold a constitutional right. This is not a drill. This is happening right now. Hold on. Is this going to what? Why is this? Okay. Okay. West Bengal votes on 28th to 29th, but millions who voted in the 2002 elections will not be able to because of their names aren't in the rolls. One of the things that the government was asking is to be like, if you have voted in the 2002 elections when the last SIR was conducted, you will be able to vote in this election. But now they have changed their mind. Now they are not going to be able to vote. Days before the deadline to finalize electoral rolls for West Bengal Legislative Assembly elections on 23rd to 29 April 2026, Supreme Court on the 6th April of 2026 allowed Election Commission of India to stop 2 million people from casting their vote. Told by Senior Counsel Sham Divan that 2 million voters among 6 million placed under adjudication during the special intensive revision SIR of the electoral rolls had been rejected in adjudication and the would approach appellant tribunal. The court rejected the West Bengal state government's appeal to wait a few more days before freezing the electoral roll. The Supreme Court, this is why is part of, it's wildly corrupt. Exactly, it's wildly fucking corrupt. Like the Supreme Court is fucking part of this. These people do not have the time or even the right now to go and like question the decision, which is a constitutional right for the people of India. Like if you have been removed from the vote electoral roll, you have a constitutional right, a constitutional fucking right to appeal that decision. They are not letting them appeal the decision, which is worse. It was already bad that they are removing multiple people from the electoral roll, and now they are making the appeals process also impossible. The appellant result would formulate their own procedure based on principles of natural justice, and final order would be delivered. The apex court said that many, that many, however, may take a month or 60 days. There is no time. It's on the 28th of April, the election. If it takes 60 days, it is a procedural no that you cannot appeal the decision. It's a procedural ban or a bureaucratic ban on appealing the decision. How can the tribunal work when so much pressure is put on them? Apparently, like they are not a constitutional body. Like the rights of the people are not on them. It's like they're acting like that. Like this is like running a chai wale ki dukan. Like, come on. Like I understand a prime minister is a chai wala. The tribunal is not a chai wale ki dukan. It can't run with this kind of an attitude. Diwan, appearing on the state governor, had contended that the appellant process is part of the adjudication and the electors would be disenfranchised if they were left out of the electoral roll. The outcome marks the end of the rushed voter rolls revision marked by the opaque process. Also completely arbitrary, by the way. The process was completely different in other states. Like this process is not the same. One in BJP states, they literally ask you for like an ID and that's it and done. In non-BJP states, they are like ID dikhao, like give your ID, where you're living, how you're living, however you're living, who are you related to, were you on the 2002 electoral roll, all of that shit. They're making sure that the BJP keeps winning. When SR concluded in the 20th February 26, 6 million electoral names were marked under adjudication, where eligibility to vote uncertain as the rapid adjudication process continued on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd April. Protests broke out over the deletion of names from electoral rolls through the SIR and subsequent adjudication. There is a great... Where's the thing? Hold on. Sorry, we have too many shit open. There is a great interview here that we are going to talk about in a bit. Like, just like follow Karan Thapar if you can. Like, he's amazing. he is better than Jon Stewart when it comes to interviewing people.
Are left out.
Anyway, this is just lack of trust. Obviously, Mamata Banerjee came out and she was like, "This, our dear Prime Minister is a dictator. Please impeach him." And she's correct to do. She's correct to do that. I am literally looking for the goddamn. I should have managed this better. I understand, but I did not. So sorry. Also, yeah. So ECI has deleted 90.66 lakh voters' names in West Bengal Special Intensive Revision.
90.66 lakhs of voter names have been deleted in
Listen to this again.
90.66 lakhs of voter names have been deleted in West Bengal Special Intensive Revision. Till now, Election Commission has released detailed data of over 60 lakh cases which were under adjudication. And in the Bengal SIR, 58.2 lakh names were deleted during the first phase of SIR, while the draft list was being prepared in December 2025. And another additional 5.46 lakh names have been removed between the draft list and the final list released in February 2026. And now 27 lakhs have been deleted. And so the total now stands at 90.66 lakhs voter names deleted in Bengal SIR till now. And my colleague Indrajit continues to stay with us. Indrajit, this is unprecedented. Over 90 lakh voter names have been removed from the Bengal voter list in the SIR process.
Well, this is a huge number. This is a big number, and this is a number that's coming out for the first time from the Election Commission. Remember, yesterday there was this high stakes hearing at the Supreme Court in which the West Bengal government was rebuked. But at the same time, over the Malda incident, the numbers finally started emerging, because today is the deadline by which judicial officers, more than 700 judicial officers in this phase of SIR, which is the second phase of SIR, they were adjudicating 60 lakh cases which were under adjudication. That comes to a close today, and the final numbers have come.
For reference, there were 7.6 crore registered voters in the 2024 election. Yes, exactly. 90 lakh, that's why it is horrendously, like, it is what, 1/7 nearly, or 1/8 nearly. 1/8 the voting people were removed. That is so true. Even the statistics I was bringing up on the side right now is like, there are 106 million people in West Bengal right now, out of which 9 million have been removed. That is 8% of the entire population has been removed from voting. That's like 12% of all voters. Yeah, sorry, my bad. 12%.
Come to us. Of these 60 lakh cases, more than 60 lakh cases, in fact, that were under adjudication, 27 lakh names have been deleted from that
and
list.
There is no time as well. Like, the Election Commission is said, like we saw it before, is going to take 1 month to appeal. 1 month to appeal. And it is in 20 days that the election is to be conducted.
So now the total picture, the bigger picture, the larger picture in West Bengal SIR is coming to the fore. Initially, there were 58 lakhs that were deleted. Then there was additional 5.5 lakhs. And now with 27 lakhs, the number has crossed 90 lakh voter deletions in the SIR process in West Bengal.
Right. Indrajit, thank you so much for all those details and for that context. So over 90 lakh names of the voters have been deleted in Bengal SIR, with around 56 lakhs being deleted in the first phase, 5.6 lakhs deleted in between, and then 27 lakh voter names being deleted in the second phase.
Yeah, this is extremely, absolutely fucking horrendous. And this is not even the first time something like this has happened. It is not just Bengal. It is also every single election up till today. Bihar was the exact same thing. It was the pre-Bengal. And next time what is going to be? Maybe it's going to be Kerala. Kerala is also the same thing. Hold on. There is a news about Kerala as well. I had brought it up. Where is this? Like, around 9 lakh only Muslim voters were removed from the Kerala. Supreme Court needs to take note on HT today in Ingram's SR, 95% deletions are Muslim votes. This is what they are getting at. This is what they want. This is what they're doing. Like, this is to disenfranchise an entire population within India. This is not new. This is something that every fucking single person has been warning. These are the first steps to apartheid. I mean, we have crossed this a while ago as well. Something that I have been warning every one of you since the fucking beginning. This is gonna continue happen. They're preparing us for a genocide to the level of Israel. They want to control the Muslim population in India like Israel controls Gaza. I wonder how many names deleted are once used for voter fraud previously, or do they keep those and delete genuine ones? They keep those and they delete genuine ones. They literally keep those and delete the genuine ones. They are literally deleting voters, genuine fucking voters. There are more fraudulent voters in the Bihar and Haryana elections than any other election, while actual voters were being deleted. That is what the Indian government is doing. That is what the Election Commission has been allegedly doing. Like, it is a horrendous situation right now. It is literally a very horrendous situation. And this shit is not changing because it is Gyanesh Kumar and his art of deflection, apparently very nicely written over here. It is so mask of awful. Yes, it is mask of awful. That is true. Hello, I had a talk with Bliss. I would like to read Discord chats after the stream and give me your point if you're okay with that. I've had this discussion so many fucking times on NATO and Russia, and I ask Bliss for my opinion on this. Like, she completely ignores the fact that while all of her points are true, the West never invaded anyone. Hey, how you doing? Choosing the name is annoying. How you doing? Yeah, I told. Okay. This is one point we have agreed to disagree. No, but that's the main point. Trans people got excluded from the Olympics? Oh, God fucking damn it. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, but they didn't need to invade to cause deaths though. Yeah, I don't think you understand what an invasion versus causing death actually means. There's a huge difference between you and me. No, we did not agree to disagree. That is something I'm never going to be doing. That is still an ongoing thing going on. And as I remember before, kind of won that argument there. So don't say agree to disagree. Like, I can just scroll up in that Discord chat. Anyway, forget about that for now. Let's focus on this, please. This is a bit more important. We'll keep having the Russia, NATO, whatever chat later. That doesn't really affect us directly right now. This affects us directly right now. I'm not asking you to. Bliss, I'm never asking you to be pro-West. I'm not pro-West myself. All I'm asking you to be is equal within hate on both sides, because that is important. You're never going to see Russia... No, I see Russia point of view. I just don't agree with it. Like, I realize that both sides... Let streamers stream... Oh, yeah, sorry. It's just a conversation me and Bliss have been having since the first time she was ever here. Like, she's literally the best person. Let me get this straight. Even though we have our disagreements on this point, we have been having this fight for over 6 months. The fight has not ended, and probably it never will. Yeah. All I'm asking her to do is look at Russian idiocy as well while she's looking at West idiocy. it is a whole conversation. What makes her an excellent academic is also the thing that infuriates me to no end. To be honest, this is the only point we don't agree on. Yeah, I mean, I've had similar conversations with people since 2012 too. Oh yeah, I mean, fair. Even the disagreement is like, I just want you to see that Russia is as bad as America, and that is all. Like everything else, I agree. White and red rose of leftism. Yeah, I guess. It's not really that much of a conversation, like that much of a deal breaker, I guess. I don't know what to say in this scenario. Like, this is just a conversation I'm pretty sure we are going to keep having till the day I die. Like, I don't really care. I mean, I care when, like, okay, I'm gonna be very clear with you. Like, I'm gonna be very clear with everyone. Yeah, fuck Russia, fuck Putin, fuck US, fuck Trump, fuck NATO, everything. I'm gonna be very clear with you. I'm just gonna be clear with everyone. Having this conversation over and over again really feeds into my ADHD, really feeds into my autism. It feels very cool. Sometimes I bring this up just for the sake to fight because I am bored. So when I'm fighting with Bliss over this, don't get me wrong. I love her a lot. I am not actually mad or anything at anyone. It is Sisyphus, but there is more boulders if you're political like we are. Yeah. I am like, I can like, when I'm like, sometimes on the moderator chat, I literally will like say some shit in there just to get a reaction because I'm fucking bored. Because I don't have enough dopamine in my brain, and I'll just be like, hey, you know how Russia was like fucking idiotic in this scenario? Let's fight. This has literally happened verbatim. And not even once, multiple times. Because it is fun. Anyway, getting back to this. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So this is from August 18, 2025, by the way. When more than 7 crore voters from Bihar are standing with the Election Commission EC, neither the credibility of EC nor that the voters can be questioned. Election Commission stands like a rock with the voters. This is his quotes. These are only some of the many angry remarks the Election Commission made in his press conference. Also, the Prime Minister never gives a press conference. This guy does. But his line of defense is puzzling. Since then, did public institutions gain immunity from scrutiny by invoking popular support? And what are we to make of the sudden invocation of privacy of mothers? Gyandu, yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, my thinking was more like Gyanesh Kumar, but I don't want to be homophobic because I think that is an insult on the community. Mothers, daughters, and sisters, a moral shield summoned conveniently at the moment of institution of embarrassment. All one is asking is that the EC to be transparent, because the EC is not transparent. This simple demand has been twisted by the EC to allege that it is actually meant to disrobe our mother, sister, and daughters. It would have been funny, but for the fact that an authority like ECE is using this argument with such an audacity, which makes it highly dangerous. Does it have a familiar ring? Recall 2002 when the Chief Minister of Gujarat was accused of abating and enabling a horrific violence and responded by thundering that the accusations were an insult to Gujarat's 5 crore people. One of the reasons why I do not think Gyanesh Kumar is being compromised, because he has the same words as the dear Prime Minister of India, the butcher of Gujarat. Let me get it straight. He is the butcher of Gujarat. He's the reason why the Gujarat massacres happened. And he's the one who let it happen. Similarly, how he let the massacres within Manipur happen. It was his not doing anything is the reason why Gujarat happened, and the same can be seen in Manipur as well. The parallels are very direct if you want to look at them. The strategy has been perfect, deflection critique by conflating it to an attack on the people. And this is after the SIR removed a lot of actual voters. And he said only mistake is no control on media. Exactly what? Yes, exactly. That's why he has so much pressure on the media as well. That's why you need to follow and subscribe to this podcast, because this is the only thing that the Indian government cannot fucking ban. Because all we have to do is restart the stream. It's not a standalone IP. This is a long-horn tactic of Narendra Modi and the BJP. Fuse itself with the state, party with the people, power with patriotism. And when criticism comes, do not answer it. Instead, criminalize it by calling it an attack on the collective of the nation. What follows is not dialogue, but demonetization. Demonization. Sorry. Fucking hell, when it comes to the BJP, why did I say Jesus Christ? It is demonetization is also a fucking shit show. Power frees itself of accountability. Again, this is from 2025, August 2025. Also, they just talk about OP Sindhu and everything. The point is, like, this is not a new problem. This problem has been there. The EC has been accused of being biased before. It is, though it is only now, it is biased so blatantly. Like earlier, you would have like, where's this? You would have, this is 2 months ago, but you would have like, this is 3 years ago. Uddhav Thackeray writes to EC alleging bias, favoritism and foul play in symbol
Mumbai,
distribution.
Uddhav Thackeray.
This was literally, I'll be sharing your blast off for my 40 followers ultra big account. Please do, every single bit helps.
Camp of the Shiv Sena has now written a letter to the Election Commission. Now, what have they said in that
Like,
letter?
I would
They
actually
have
be very thankful if you did that.
alleged bias, favoritism and foul play while deciding and distributing the party symbols to each of those camps. So there's a strong letter there from the Uddhav camp going to the Election Commission, alleging bias, favoritism and foul play while deciding and distributing the symbols, the party symbols. Remember, both their camps
Because Election Commission literally, okay, but zero motion though, doesn't matter. Thank you very much for doing it anyway.
have got their own party names and party symbols ahead
See,
of the
I'm just glad you're here, to be honest with you.
Andheri by-polls in Mumbai. Now Uddhav Sena writing a letter to the poll.
Also, you never know. Like, you send it to 40 people, they send it to another 40 people, and by tomorrow we are at like 1 million followers and getting banned and death threats. I mean, to be fair, I already get death threats from Sangees.
Panel saying that there's been bias, favoritism and foul play while deciding on
This was 3 years ago. This was 6 years ago.
है और हम आपसे दुगना करेंगे, मगर देश के सामने बाकी जो समस्याएं हैं और जो सबसे जरूरी समस्या रोजगार की समस्या, उसके बारे में प्रधानमंत्री कुछ तो कह दीजिए, कुछ तो बताइए स्ट्रैटेजी क्या है आपकी, किस प्रकार से आप काम करेंगे। फ्रैंकली आपको बताऊं, प्रधानमंत्री को मालूम ही नहीं, प्रधानमंत्री के पास वो एक्सपर्टीज है ही नहीं, और जो उनके एक्सपर्ट्स हैं वो उनका प्रयोग ही नहीं करते हैं, तो वो बता भी नहीं सकते हैं। और मैंने उनसे कहा है, देखिए आ जाइए मेरे साथ, मेरे सामने आ जाइए, डिबेट कर लीजिए, रोजगार के बारे में कर लीजिए।
By the way, let me just be very clear with you. I do not believe the Prime Minister can speak 2 words without a teleprompter, mostly because he's fucking stupid and he does not know any language other than Gujarati. And like a little bit of Hindi, because Gujarati is very similar. That is my honest to God belief as to why he never gives a press conference. Also, like, he might be very traumatized by the press conference he did with Karan Thapar.
भ्रष्टाचार के बारे में करते हैं, आइए भ्रष्टाचार के बारे में बात कर लीजिए, 5 मिनट बात, मुझे 10 मिनट दे दीजिए, जहां चाहेंगे।
Clock it? What do you mean clock it?
चाहेंगे, सिर्फ अनिल अंबानी के घर में नहीं जाऊंगा।
Pranay, I'll come to you. I'll come to you also, sir. I've noted.
Moving on, I
ये
don't
बात
like
नहीं
that.
करने जा रहे हैं। चुनाव के बाद जब रिजल्ट्स पता लग जाए,
When BJP is overthrown, we should restrict anyone to run third time for PM like USA. That has been a demand I've been trying to make since the fucking beginning. But, well, whatever. Time pooch rahe hain. Yeah, I know. This unk. Yeah, I am sorry for being unk. Like, at this point, I'm not even being an unk. I'm just being autistic, where I just have no idea what is happening.
जाएंगे, फिर हम वो बात करेंगे, क्योंकि ये सब कम लगा के
come to the EC. Like seriously.
So I don't see a campaign. I see national security, and then half a strategic campaign being run. They started off by saying national security, and then halfway through they suddenly said, well, national security is not good enough, and then they came up with Vikas. So I don't see a campaign. I see a scared prime minister, unable to face the onslaught of the opposition. And I see a prime minister who is absolutely convinced in his mind that he is trapped and he is not going to succeed. So what I see is a panicky campaign. And then whenever the prime minister is asked fundamental questions, we're 1.4 billion people. When he is asked, listen, please tell us, why is it that we have the highest unemployment rate in 45 years? Why is it that 27,000 youngsters every 24 hours, sorry, are losing their jobs? And he hasn't got an answer. So then he runs off to the seaplane model, where he goes and says, okay, here's an excuse for me.
Can we have one question from their side? Archie's Mohan.
Where's the EC thing? Hold on, I forgot.
देश ने ऐसी चीज अटेम्प्ट की है, उस बात को नरेंद्र में हिंदुस्तान के लिए एक नया मॉडल है, शुरुआत है नए मॉडल की, मगर न्याय योजना बिल्कुल.
Okay, moving on. Jesus Christ. Get to the EC, guys.
वो पाकिस्तान पहुंचा कैसे था वो वहां?
This was before he reached his final form. Yeah. I fucking swear.
Terrorism is a huge.
Like, Rahul Gandhi has come a very long way.
Because we deal with it with a strategy. प्रेशर करना, वो सब जगह दिख रहा है. वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट, EC, कंपैट की. Narendra Modi
inaugurates something like every other day using tax dollars for dumb fights. Yeah, like, I mean, he has been using like tax dollars for a lot of different things as well. If you hear what Subramaniam Swamy has been saying, like since the before, he has been going to like China and other places to get his jollies in.
BJP, RSS के काम करने का तरीका, institutions को पकड़कर प्रेशर करना, वो सब जगह दिख रहा है. वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट, EC, प्लानिंग कमीशन, RBI, सब जगह दिख रहा है. वो उनकी अप्रोच है. तो हम ये एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करते हैं कि इलेक्शन कमीशन उस प्रेशर से इफेक्ट नहीं होगा. हम जानते हैं, मगर
he was saying this like 6 years ago. Like,
हम ये भी जानते हैं कि इलेक्शन कमीशन जो भी कर दे, हिंदुस्तान की जनता ने मन बना लिया है, और हिंदुस्तान ने जनता ने मन बना लिया तो कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता.
Like, election commission has been under the grasp of the Modi government for a very long time at this point. It is surprising. Oh, pet. Got you. Pet. Anyway, where were we? Yeah. So, like, this is such a... They're calling it a surge. Jesus. I fucking swear I should have read the title before. It is so fucking annoying. They call everything a surgical strike. Like, why?
9.8 lakh. All right, with that, we're getting in breaking inputs coming in from the state of Bengal. The voter list has now been frozen for the first phase of verification, according to sources in the Election Commission. Except for 10 districts, judicial officers have disposed of complaints under adjudication across the state. Out of a total of 60 lakh complaints, over 59.8 lakh have already been resolved. Among these, 32.6 lakh voters have been confirmed as valid, while 27.1 lakh have been marked as invalid. These individuals still have the right to approach tribunals and reapply for inclusion in the voter list. Significant deletions, remember, have occurred in districts such as Murshidabad, North 24 Parganas, Cooch Behar, South 24 Parganas and Purva Bardhaman. In terms of sheer numbers, Murshidabad tops the list with over 4,55,000 invalid voters and also had the highest number of complaints and adjudication. Let's quickly bring you the details for this, for which let's quickly go across to Kamalika Sen Gupta and even Pallavi. joining us, as well as Payal Mehta, who is bringing us those latest inputs. Kamalika, if you could also take us through what have been sort of the parameters for these voter deletions to begin with.
The total now the number has crossed 90 lakhs, that we can say.
Thanks for the follow, Barbuckle.
Because what happened, when the final roll was out, total deletion was 63 lakh. But then there were 60 lakh voters, more than a little 60 lakh voters, whose names were there in logical discrepancy, and those voters are adjudicated voters, whose review, whether they are voter or not, that was reviewed by the judicial officer since that went to the court. The out of this 60 lakh, what we are getting till is yesterday afternoon, 59 lakh by today afternoon.
Oh, they have a
I think
issue, not
60
me.
lakh, what we are getting it from the sources, that will be over. In this 60 lakh, what we are getting, near about 45% deletion has taken place. That makes it near about 27 lakhs. Now, if we add this 60 lakh with the 27, then it has already crossed 90 lakhs in total. So, in total, more than 90 lakh voters' names have been deleted. That's what we are getting. And the remaining people whose names have not been there of the adjudicated list, they can go to the tribunal. Now, all those processes are on already in different SG offices. The forms have been submitted. We know yesterday, court has also given votes.
We should sometime watch TMC's Khela Hobe song. I don't like TMC, but that song is a banger. We should, I don't know how well that song is going to go with respect to the YouTube's thing.
Direction, but this is something which is very much unprecedented. Specifically, if we see the areas which are like Murshidabad, highest number of deletions are taking place there. The North 24 Pargana, even in Nadia. So very, very, very
Yeah, copyright is a big issue, especially on YouTube. It's very annoying.
interesting things are coming up. The data shows it. The minority-dominated areas where the adjudication, Murshidabad was 12 lakh, Malda was 11 lakh, 5 lakh.
Like, this is disproportionately affecting like marginalized communities and minorities within the region.
90 was North 24 Pargana and 5 lakh 20 was South 24 Pargana. So these are the places where these deletions have hit the most.
Absolutely. Stay with me. Let me quickly break it. Payal and Pallavi also into the conversation. Payal, remember the Supreme Court has declined Bengal's plea to delay any voter roll freeze. Give us a sense of what is the sense on ground zero, given that many are feeling that they are being stonewalled and they do not really have a reason in terms of why they are being blocked from voting.
Well, people have not been blocked for voting.
I maybe tail end, sure, but when we are done with everything, we might. At the end of the day, the point of any of this is to present information and news. So, Twitch specific things we can do on a Twitch specific day. These paraganas are like the outskirts of Kolkata. Yeah.
The only thing that the BJP has been saying that the entire SIR drive, like the Prime Minister said, is to just ensure that the legitimate voter gets his or her right to vote, and the people who are not eligible to vote, who are not Indian citizens, are kept away. And that's exactly the cleaning exercise or the cleanup exercise that the BJP has been speaking about. BJP has also been managing, this for a very, very effective and a long time, given the fact that they had many counters that opened.
That is just false. That is literally just false.
Many desks that are open to help voters genuinely. So this is what the BJP will say. This is the actual story of.
It is not. The actual story is they're disenfranchising minorities. So because the majority or like the Brahmins vote for the BJP, that's why they are trying to remove like lower caste Muslims from the voter roll.
Bengal, this is the actual story of Mamata Banerjee's rule, because there are plenty of voters who are not even Indians and they've been kept in the voting list.
Mamata is pushing out so many AI. Yeah, I know. Also, we need to do a segment on updates on Trans Bill Feel Strong. Yes, we do need to do a segment on that. The only reason I'm not talking about it like immediately right now is because I think they need silence on that matter, like not to give too much information on the LNT. The lady is horrid. She might be a plant anyway. So I don't want to give her the time of the day. Because I'm pretty sure, like, at this point, the more conversations we are having around this, the more it's going to hurt. I did it so Mamta is Bengali Brahmin. Bengalis, including Brahmins, hate on non-Bengalis as much as they hate Muslims. Yes, like Mamta is not a superhero in this or anything. Like, this is not me saying we need to support the TMC. All I'm here is like, irrespective of the TMC's policies, irrespective of Congress's policies, irrespective of anyone's policies, BJP is still doing like vote chori. BJP is still killing the Indian democracy. That is the point I'm trying to get at.
So the cleanup drive is something which the BJP certainly will be welcoming. They'll basically say that 1 crore voters, close to 1 crore voters who have been out are genuinely not voters who are, Indians as well. There are various documents that have been there, and
There was a Dalit guy in Goa who was called a Bengali, like from Bangladesh, and was beaten up. They have no fucking idea who these people, like, to differentiate between a citizen and a non-citizen. Like, they have nothing. They have nothing there. Tarin has fallen asleep. Sorry. It has started affecting people on ground already, as you were retweeting this one lady. Yes, I know. We'll talk about it in detail. I understand the situation that is happening right now. I understand that. That is extremely important to talk about as well. But there needs to be more, and we need to. I'm honestly waiting for this whole Supreme Court whole shit to pass us before we can actually talk about this. Because it is a very negative thing, and I want to see how this goes. Like, the lady is a psyop. The lady has, either through liberal naivete or through being an actual fucking psyop, has made it so that the trans community cannot even go to the Supreme Court anymore, or go according to the plan that they had. And there is another LNT, yeah. She's Hindutva, yes, exactly. But like, and then there's also this another high court case in Kerala going on. I am not aware of where does that fall? Like, I'm not aware, is this from the community or is this someone other person who's doing it? So that's the only reason I'm waiting, because I have no clarity on the situation. And if we are to, yeah, that happened today, exactly. And if we are to spread the message which is not clear, it might end up hurting the community rather than helping.
I cannot really say that you've been asked to go away in one go as well. You've been given the option to apply to a tribunal once that's not really clear.
Let's see, refuses stay. Oh, damn. So I think BJP just trying to cut Muslims' poor votes. A lot of UC Bengalis would probably still vote for TMC. They are just trying to reduce TMC's vote share. Yeah, no, exactly. That is exactly what is happening.
So these voters there's barely a chance that these voters will be able to come back.
Stay with me. Let me quickly bring in Pallavi. In fact, Pallavi is currently live from Kolkata. Pallavi, 25 lakh voters. The complaint coming in is that the tribunal is not being as fast-paced as it should be. What is the sense that you're getting in?
In fact, yesterday itself, the Trinamool Congress put out a statement even as that SIR hearing was going on in the Supreme Court. And one of the biggest points that they made was that here you're giving this right of a person whose vote has been declared as invalid to go back to the tribunal and also to reevaluate their case. But look at the status of the tribunals. First of all, they're in far-fetched areas, far-flung areas. And second, of course, is they're very sporadic and they're not even functional. So what kind of a justice are you really providing to the people? SIR, as we all know, has become now, I would say, the fulcrum of the battle for Bengal on both the sides of the narrative.
the main two players, which is the TMC and whereas the BJP. Now, BJP's argument is that there are large number of illegal immigrants who have been allowed to come through. They were the ones who were fostered by Mamata Banerjee government and administration only because they happen to be her core vote bank. And Malda, Murshidabad, Nadia, which also has a substantial minority population, they were the ones where they were felicitated by Mamata Banerjee, and therefore this is not correct because, you know, only those who should are actually the legal residents of Bengal who are true Bengalis, they are the only ones who should be the recipient of any policies both at the central and at the state level. You don't have the haq over something when you don't even belong to a country. That's the point which has always been raised by the Prime Minister. On the other hand, the Trinamool Congress and especially Mamata Banerjee's argument has been that under the garb of revision of electoral rolls, what you're actually doing is you're purging the core vote bank of the
Which is true. They are purging the core vote bank here.
Trinamool Congress because you want to win elections any which way. And SIR has only become a mammoth exercise which has ended up hurting the people. They've gone through a lot of trouble because they had to hurriedly rush to put forward their papers. Not everyone has a track record of those papers. So even the legitimate voters are now being eliminated because the BJP has compromised the election commission through the SIR process and also the timing of the SIR very close to the Bengal elections. So, you know, this is always going to be a very, very big political issue even as we inch closer to the two polling dates of 23rd and 29th.
All right, Arunima, is it just the scale or also the profile of the voters that have been deleted? Reports indicating that you have several bureaucrats.
Is it right-wing to say that we should enforce a Bengali majority in Bengal because they are turning the state right-wing? I mean, it is conservative for sure. The issue is understanding the difference between what you are saying. Jesus, hold on. Fuck. What did I just do? Understand what you actually mean by that. It is Bengal majority is always going to be there within Bengal. The right-wing sentiment that is coming is through cultural exchange. It's through like BJP developing a culture. That is where this is coming from. Bengali majority is always going to be the case there. Even BJP is like, oh, we are for Bengalis. The reason why TMC is kind of losing to that right now is because they have been saying the same shit. I'm also partly joking, but they are annoying. Yeah, they're fucking annoying. I understand. The thing is, BJP's argument is the same, that Bengali majority should be there. But Bengali majority through deleting Bengali Muslims. On the other hand, TMC kind of has the same ideology as well. Like, she's like, I think Mahua Moitra said, like, you're not a Bengali if you don't vote for the TMC or something like that. Like, both of these parties are trying to encroach on the Bengali identity and what it means to be Bengali. Which is right-wing and which is fucking idiotic. Like, TMC could win without all of this bullshit anyway.
Even a decorated Indian Air Force officer, even a former Calcutta High Court judge. Now, the Trinamool Congress has capitalized on this, saying that they have been deleted because they are Muslims.
Who were told that initially their name was in the first.
Well, in the context of BJP, Mahua isn't wrong. Mahua Moitra is not against the BJP because he finds BJP as something horrendous. The only reason she's against the BJP is because TMC is running against the BJP. Please understand that. She has made friends across the BJP spectrum. She went off dancing with Kangana Ranaut and Supriya Sule at the BJP leader Jindal's party for her daughter's wedding. These people do not have a political ideology. Mahua Moitra herself is not anti-BJP. The only reason she sounds anti-BJP is because she's pro-TMC. She doesn't hate the ideology.
List, but subsequently.
And we are here opposing the ideology itself. There is no profit in having a TMC government act the same way as BJP. If the TMC government goes tomorrow, starts disenfranchising Muslim voters or Dalit voters or minority voters, it is still the same thing. Yes, but voting for BJP is still anti-Bengali and TMC. No, voting for BJP is not anti-Bengali. They are only saying that Bengali people are like the Hindu Bengalis. And TMC is the only viable candidate. Yes, TMC may be the only viable candidate in the state. But voting for BJP isn't anti-Bengali. Voting for BJP is just voting for this idea that only Hindus can be Bengali. In that notice, they are not much like the propaganda that is spread by both parties is not different from each other. It's just what you consider as a Bengali is different. For TMC, anyone who votes for them is Bengali. They're currently considering Bengali Muslims as Bengali. Tomorrow, I have no idea what will happen. With BJP, they are only saying like Hindu Bengalis are Bengali. No, BJP is anti-Hindu Bengali too. They start arguments over white versus black shivling. Sure. Fine. Agreed.
When the final list came out, the names were not found. And, since they've served the Indian Defense Forces, they're at a loss. And now, first phase, it has been sealed, 27 lakh names. They do not have any other scope or option now as far as adjudication is concerned. For phase 2 also, what the Election Commission sources indicate to us is that 3 days is tentatively the timeline that they're looking at. The tribunals have about 3 days to adjudicate for phase 2 as well. So the numbers are expected to go up significantly. And, as far as the analysis of the kind of people whose names are getting deleted, there is the Sabar Institute, which is a Calcutta-based research organization, which has been analyzing the deletion pattern in SIR. So Sabar Institute has made a claim that for a constituency like Nandigram, which was once Mamata Banerjee's home turf, which is now represented by Shubhendu Adhikari, there if you see the pattern of deletion, Sabar Institute claims 95%.
Their mascot is there right now behind me right now. He's finally awoken, so I can give him the pets that were requested.
Of the deleted names come from one community only. So that this is also being used by Trinamool Congress to push forward what they've been saying all along, that the entire SIR process is to disenfranchise a particular community. Whereas the Election Commission says, and this is what the Home Ministry has also time and again alleged, that there has been massive infiltration, and because of vote bank politics,
there has not been massive
people
infiltration,
from
guys.
Bangladesh, people who are not Indians, Rohingyas, they have been allowed to falsely get election.
It sounded like you angry agreed. I am saying that TMC is also... No, it's not me angry agree. It's me just agreeing. There is like... To be very frank with you, BJP losing is a good thing for me, personally speaking, because BJP is directly impacting the democracy in India. I'm just saying touche. Like, did I really sound angry? I'm so sorry.
Documents. So this is a purge that is happening. So both sides are sticking to their ground. But as far as EC is concerned, because the Supreme Court has intervened in favor of the Election Commission, repeatedly refusing to strike down SIR, also the decision that was taken in Parliament by the chair of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha Speaker against the impeachment notice against CEC, both are being cited by EC officials to show that politics aside, EC is doing what is correct as far as safeguarding voter interest is concerned.
Right. Before I quickly go back to Kamalika, Arun, the Supreme Court has, maintained that they will not be setting any deadline to decide these appeals. Is this going to potentially...
Yes. The answer is yes.
...backfire?
That's for me, Akansha?
Yes.
Yeah. So, the Supreme Court, like I said, has refused to intervene. Now, 27 lakh voters who were hoping for some kind of a, positive order from Supreme Court yesterday, because, the first phase of nomination ended yesterday midnight, and the rules are very clear. With the end of the first phase, the voter list becomes frozen. So yesterday midnight onward, these 27 lakh applicants, approximate numbers, EC has not come out with an official figure so far, but approximately 27 lakh voters now do not have any platform to appeal. Like I said, for phase 2 also, 3 days is all that we're looking at in terms of lakhs of applicants who are hoping that the tribunal is going to give them a fair hearing. So effectively, the Supreme Court's hearing has sealed the fate of lakhs of voters. It is unlikely 27 lakh. There's no avenue at all. And for the other second phase voters as well, the clock is really ticking away, and election commission sources seem to indicate that the numbers could rise exponentially, but very unlikely that they would officially come out with a figure telling us what is the percentage of finally voter deletion from the last election to this one.
Kamalika, the strong attack that took place against the judicial officers is also, back to haunt the Mamata Banerjee government at the moment. Give us a sense of how the Supreme Court has in fact come down very hard on the Chief Secretary, particularly for not taking calls of the Calcutta High Court judge.
Yeah, absolutely. That was clear. The way the Supreme Court reacted yesterday clearly shows that the way this NIA, when the officers were there, the way this was handled by the administration was absolutely uncalled for and unexpected, because the judge had to say that please demean your demean your size to us so that you can take our officers' call. I mean, when somebody in such level is calling, the chief secretary is not even attending to that call. That is something which clearly they were reprimanded like anything, the chief secretary and DG. Not only that, the NIA report that has been submitted, and we know the content.
Hey, Abhyant, how are you doing? In the Bihar SR, which they conducted by saying the same thing, that influx of non-Indian voters have appeared, and found 9,500 voters that were non-Indian, that is too mostly from Nepal, people who got married and moved to India. Exactly, that is true. The EC shit is actually pathetic. Hey, Abhyant, how are you doing? I'm seeing that you're new here. Hello, it would be nice if you follow. I don't know where, Abhyanta, what's up? I checked up on politics folks to make sure y'all are doing fine. We are doing... India is currently going through a fascist momentum. So I don't know how fine we are going to be eventually. I know your username too. Okay. It was like 0.001%. Exactly. No. So all of this, like voters are fake BS, is just wrong. Like this is the same thing that is happening in America as well. They are trying to disenfranchise women from voting over something bullshit like this.
There also it was clear.
Like Abhyanta, I swear to you, like India is going through so much of fascism right now, they might just tank this channel eventually. When we get like 2 more zeros behind the follower list, they're going to come in full swing.
Clearly, the chronology of the event shows the lackadaisical attitude of the administration. Okay. Number one. Number two, it was clear that it was a targeted thing because all the campaigns.
But should women really be allowed to vote? Oh, nudge, wink, wink. For people who do not know, I am pretty sure choosing is a woman herself.
Were going via e-rickshaw. There were announcements made from the mosque. This, we are not saying, this is there in the NIA report.
Please follow him. I'll give you a puppy. Yeah, guys. Guys, whoever follows me after this, Zach is going to give him a kiss. Give you guys a kiss. Yes. How so? In what terms, how so? Like Zach giving you a kiss, or what I am talking about?
And that is which is very, very concerning. All these gatherings started from morning 8 o'clock. A woman.
So the BJP government is extremely fascistic right now. They have been taking over multiple institutes, killing journalists from here and there. Then they have been taking over like every news channel out there. Then they are trying to put pressure on like X, YouTube. They haven't found Twitch yet. X, YouTube, something is also we are co-streaming on. X, YouTube, and Instagram, and blocking content and journalists and everyone who's speaking against them. They are jailing oppositions. Like Umar Khalid is still in jail for shit he just did not say. He's in jail without like even a court case. There are multiple people like that who have not been even presented into court. They have an authoritarian-esque control over Kashmir, which they're currently colonizing. Manipur is burning on the side as well. The employment crisis is going fucking wild. YT chat doesn't have fun emotes. It does not. YouTube block Arfa's video just today. Yes, I saw that. Then, moreover, happiness index is also down. Hunger index is up. And all the things that the government gives a shit about is unaliving people based on their religion, caste, and class. Arfa is a journalist who's extremely funny. And she works for The Wire. She also has her own YouTube channel under Arfa Sherwani. Like, okay, this thing is done anyway, so. Arfa Khanum Sherwani, this lady. She's absolutely fucking amazing. Follow her if you can. We are behind Pakistan, Iran, and China behind academic freedom index. That is so fucking true. Like, that is just fucking true at this point. Yeah, like, Jai Ho. So I was actually going to this, but we kind of covered all of these points already. So within this election, there have been multiple issues, obviously. This has been so much fucking issues with this fucking election. But one of the major issues with this election very specifically is the fact that people are not even going to get a time to appeal that their name has not been removed from the election commission. People are not getting the time to even appeal. 90 lakh people have been removed from the election registry, which is 1/12 of the total people that have voted in the last election in West Bengal. This is fascism. This is fascism that has been done by the government of India through the election commission. This is killing the Indian democracy.